11.
Yeah, 11 ball. Ball. And he conducts the crowd.
Game.
The greatest throw.
38. Luke, you require one.
Doing the right things at the right time, Peter Wright. Oh, it's not. It's not. No! My word!
The bookmakers had him at 66 to 1, and most darts fans couldn't pick him out of a lineup when he walked onto the Alexandra Palace stage in December 2023. By the time he reached the final, the Sky Sports peak audience had hit 3.71 million people, the largest non-football audience the broadcaster had ever recorded. 28 months after that, the same kid from Warrington held the records for youngest world champion in darts history, youngest world #1 ever and first ever PDC £1 million winner. These are 15 times Luke Littler shocked the darts world. #1 arrived on the 20th of December 2023 when Littler stepped onto the Alexandra Palace stage as a 66 to 1 outsider to face Christian Kist. Round 1 ended 3 sets to 0, with the teenager averaging 106.12, which became the highest debutant average ever recorded at the tournament. 7 maximums flew off his arm in that single match. At 16 years and 333 days, he claimed the title of youngest player ever to win a match at the PDC World Championship. Most viewers had never heard his name when the walk-on music started, and by the time he stepped off stage, the entire darts world was searching for him online. #2 arrived 24 hours later, when Littler outfought the reigning UK Open champion Andrew Gilding 3 sets to 1. 5 of his 6 maximums landed in the opening 3 sets, and he sealed the win with a 13-darter, finishing the deciding leg on a 101.36 average. Gilding wasn't some random qualifier, he was holding a major TV title that season. What stunned the room wasn't the average, it was the composure from a kid who had GCSAs on his record only months earlier. #3 is the moment that turned a dart story into a tabloid story. On the 27th of December, Matt Campbell lost 4 sets to 1 while Littler landed checkouts of 164 and 130. Asked by Sky Sports how he planned to celebrate, the kid mentioned a kebab and a Coke, and that's when London chain Kapows publicly offered him kebabs for life if he won the title. Every newspaper in Britain suddenly had an angle that non-darts fans could understand. #4 came on the 30th of December against his childhood idol Raymond van Barneveld. The 5-time world champion lost 4 sets to 1 while Littler averaged 100.5.01. and old footage went viral of a young Luke dressed in a full Barney costume. The BBC ran a rare live blog for a darts match that night. Until then, darts had been a niche British winter ritual, and after Barneveld, it became a national event. #5 made him the youngest PDC World semi-finalist ever. On the 1st of January 2024, Brendan Dolan lost 5 sets to 1 to a 101.93 average, 5 180s and a closing 13-darter. Dolan had spent the tournament producing some of the best darts of his career, which meant Littler made an in-form major winner look ordinary on the biggest stage in the sport. #6 produced the semi-final masterclass. 24 hours later, the 2018 world champion Rob Cross lost 6 sets to 2, while Littler averaged 106.05, which at that time stood as the 4th highest 3-dart average in PDC World Championship history. Only Phil Taylor, Michael van Gerwen and Gary Anderson had ever gone higher. At 16 years and 347 days, Littler became the youngest finalist in PDC history, 4 years and 106 days younger than the previous record holder Kirk Shepherd from 2008. #7 is the 4-2 lead in the Ali Pali final. On the 3rd of January 2024, Littler led Luke Humphries 4 sets to 2 and had 1 dart at double 12 for 5-2. Humphries closed it out 7-4 with averages of 103.67 to Littler's 101.13, but the cultural earthquake had already hit. Sky Sports recorded a peak audience of 3.71 million, with a total reach of 4.8 million, which made it the most watched non-football sports event ever on Sky and Now. Sky's managing director Jonathan Leicht confirmed those numbers in person, and PDC chairman Barry Hearn coined the word Littlemania. World ranking number 164 became the top 32 overnight. #8 is the youngest televised 9-darter in history. 2 days before his 17th birthday at the Bahrain Darts Masters quarter-final. On the 19th of January 2024, Littler hit a perfect leg in the very first visit against Nathan Aspinall, going treble 20, 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 treble 19, double 12. That throw broke Michael van Gerwen's record set at 17 years and 298 days back in 2007. The leg counted as only the second 9-darter ever thrown in the World Series, after Phil Taylor in Sydney in 2015. Van Gerwen then lost the final 8-5, which handed Littler his first PDC senior title. Number 9 was winning the Premier League on debut with another 9-darter, this time in the final. On the 23rd of May 2024, Humphries lost 11-7 and Littler threw a perfect leg in leg 11, going treble 20, 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 treble 19, double 12. That leg counted as the third 9-darter ever thrown in a Premier League final. The win made him the youngest player to ever lift a PDC major and the first debutant to ever win the Premier League. Speaking to Sky Sports afterwards, Littler put it bluntly, telling reporters there were people doubting him when he was selected, and now that he had picked up the trophy, they weren't doubting him anymore. Number 10 landed in Amsterdam on the 15th of September 2024 when the World Series finals fell to him on debut. Van Gerwen lost 11-4 in the semi-final to a 107.95 average. Then Michael Smith lost 11-4 in the final. The tournament average came in around 103.79, with 34 maximums across 68 legs and £80,000 in prize money. The Amsterdam title brought him to 8 ranking titles in his debut PDC season. Number 11 was the Grand Slam demolition. On the 17th of November 2024, Martin Lukeman lost 16-3 in the final, while Littler averaged 104.99 across the tournament, which ranks as the third highest in the event's history. 6180s went into that run, which set a new Grand Slam tournament record. Reaching the final required coming back from 13-9 down against Gary Anderson and winning 16-15 in one of the great semi-finals of the modern era. Walking off the stage that night, he held the first major TV ranking title of his career, £150,000 in prize money, and a climb into the top 5 of the PDC Order of Merit. Number 12 made him the youngest world champion in darts history. On the 3rd of January 2025, Michael van Gerwen lost 7-3 in the PDC World Championship final, and Littler claimed the title at 17 years and 347 days, breaking Jelle Claessen's BDO record from 2006. £500,000 landed in his account that night. The most absurd statistic from that tournament came earlier though, because in round 2 on the 21st of December 2024 against Ryan Meikle, Littler averaged 140.91 in the 4th set, which stands as the highest 3-dart set average ever recorded at a PDC World Championship match. That number broke Gerwin Price's record of 136.64 from 2021. Speaking on TalkSport after the final, Littler shared what Van Gerwen told him at the side of the stage, repeating the lines. He said, "Enjoy it." And then when we went over to the side, he was like, "Keep crying, boy, keep crying." Obviously, like he said, he's 30 odd and I'm 17, but to break the record is crazy. Number 13 rewrote the Premier League record books. Between February and May 2025, Littler set the league phase records for nightly wins with 6 and for points with 45. 11 consecutive weeks at number 1 stacked up on the table, while his season average landed at 102.32, which ranks 3rd in expanded format history behind only Phil Taylor in 2012 and Van Gerwen in 2016. He threw 169 maximums, 68 more than the next best player on tour, and on night 7 against Van Gerwen, another televised 9-darter came off his arm. Humphries took the final on the 29th of May, beating him 11-8. But the league phase itself had already redefined what was possible at that format. Number 14 happened in Aberdeen on night 15 of the Premier League against Luke Humphries. On the 15th of May 2025, Littler averaged 115.96 to Humphries' 110.01 in a regular season Premier League match. 14 combined maximums hit the board, and 40 visits over 100 came across just 9 legs, 21 from Littler and 19 from Humphries. the whole match wrapped up in 11 minutes and 48 seconds. On Sky Sports commentary, Wayne Mardle could barely process what he was seeing, calling the match an absolute joke and finishing with the line that it was just the greatest sport in the world. Both players were laughing on stage by the end, and they almost broke the world record for the highest combined match average in Premier League history. Number 15 completed the Triple Crown at Blackpool. On the 27th of July 2025, James Wade lost 18-13 in the World Matchplay final to a Littler average of 107.24. The win replaced Wade himself as the youngest World Matchplay winner ever, and it made Littler the 5th player in history to complete the PDC Triple Crown of Worlds, Premier League and Matchplay. The semi-final had already produced something legendary, a 9-darter against Josh Rock in a leg where Rock himself threw 6 perfect darts in response, which some commentators called the greatest leg of darts ever played. Career earnings crossed £2 million that week, and asked what it meant, Littler told Sky it meant absolutely everything, adding that Taylor had won it 16 times but now his name was on the list. So where does Luke Littler stand right now? As of May 2026, the PDC Order of Merit lists him as world number 1. The Grand Slam in November 2025 saw him reach number 1 at 18 years and 299 days, which broke Michael van Gerwen's record of 24 years and 251 days. On the 3rd of January 2026, Gian van Veen lost the World Championship final 7-1, which made Littler only the 4th player in PDC history to win back-to-back titles after Phil Taylor, Adrian Lewis and Gary Anderson. His winner's cheque that night was the first £1 million prize ever paid at the PDC World Championship. 12 PDC majors now sit on his record, joint 3rd on the all-time list alongside James Wade, with 26 PDC titles in total. He holds an MBE, honorary citizenship of Warrington, and in January 2026 he signed a reported £20 million 10-year extension with Target Darts. The 2024 final he lost remains the only loss he has ever taken at Alexandra Palace. 20 matches played, 19 won and 2 world titles. From a 66-1 outsider in December 2023 to a back-to-back world champion at 19, those are the 15 times Luke Littler shocked the darts world. Phil Taylor's 16 major titles sit next in line, and based on everything you have just watched, that record is closer than most would have predicted 3 years ago.